there, it's me again. Today we are going to be reworking some of my current yarn craft organization stuff. Because the other day, and a couple weeks ago, we went to Michael's and my mom looked at me and said, "Shop for things you want, and then I'll take them, and I'll gift them to you, because no one ever knows what you want anymore." I already know that there are some skeins, or balls of yarn, that I do not want that I've gotten as gifts in the past, or I have bought in the past for things and then not used them, and I know that I probably won't use them, so there's no point in me keeping them and them taking up my space, which, as far as yarn storage, there's not very much of it. Let's go over my current system first. Starting with all of this. So this is my little thing that I keep stuff in. I keep my needles in here and my stitch markers as well. I keep hooks in here, needles in here, and then double pointed needles in here. I have 3 packets I got from magazines in there, as well as two of my projects. There's another project. There's yarn for more projects. There's a project sitting right there. There's a basket of stuff that I've already completed. There's my basket of cosplay props, which also includes some yarn crafted things. Over here, I've got stuff for LJ, and in that box is stuff for Allie. And then I've got a couple random things that kind of just hang around at the current moment. And then I've also got, here's magazines, and here's books. But what we are mainly going to be tackling today is those. So let's clean out this area really quick. Okay, so that area in front of the boxes has been cleaned. I'm going to go ahead and throw these back in here. This is kind of storage for things I don't need or can give away, and things that were failed projects but are already completed. That's time to pull out the big boxes. So I do need to go through that box, but there's something in that box, and you can see it right there, that might need to go into one of these, but in order to empty a space for them in one of these, I need to go through that box. So we're going through this box first. And this is basically my system beforehand was everything that looked like DK to me went in that box, and everything that didn't look like DK to me went in this box. It's a mess, to say the least. And what we're going to be doing is finding a craft place, probably like a classroom that teaches stuff. Find a local one of those that will take yarn donations, because a lot of the stuff I got for a project or like this was gifted to me, but I don't like working with it. So why would I keep it and clunk up my storage? So let's get started pulling out things that I know for a fact I do not want or need. So this is going to be one long take because frankly I don't have time to keep clicking it. So I already know that I do not want this brown or this green. Now I don't remember why I got this brown. I think someone actually gifted it to me. And it's kind of soft, but I don't think I'd ever work with it. I can't think of a project I would need for this, especially because I don't know how much of it there is. Because I don't have the label, I don't know what brand it is, I don't think I've seen it at Michael's recently, so I have no idea how much I have, so I can't really pick a project because I don't know how many grams of it there is. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in there. And then this green is a nightmare to work with. I tried making a scarf with it, and then I unraveled it because I needed the needles, and it's just no fun. So I'm going to throw that in there too. These two can also go in there because while they're cool and they're pretty, I do not use them, and they're Bernat blanket, and they still sell them like quite well at Michael's. So like they've been there for nearly a year now at least. So if I really need one of these eventually, I can go get another one. So those can go in here. This black can go in there. So can this navy. A bunch of this chunky stuff can go in there because I'm just not going to use it. If I need these colors, I'll go find some. That's the thing, is There's basically no yarn in here that can't be bought again somehow at Michael's, so there's no reason to keep it. Especially this, like, when am I going to use this? These colors are way too bright to go with anything, especially with how many of them there are. And this pom-pom yarn, I despise pom-pom yarn with a burning passion, so that can go on in here. This is useful because this is in clearance at Michael's, so they don't sell it regularly anymore. I'm also going to go ahead and pull out the things that I know I want to keep, because that would be a good idea. So I want to keep these. I want to keep this. I have to keep this because this is for a project. I want to keep this. It's a latte cake. What's left of one. I can go ahead and donate this. So don't want that. I liked the texture of this. I don't really use these. I don't remember why I got them, so they can go on in here as well. And there's a couple more things that can go in here, but they're wrapped around other things. I'm going to go ahead and put them in here because we'll probably have to reorganize them on bobbins or something when we donate them anyway. So those can go on in here. This is interesting and I can think of uses for it, so I'll keep it. I'll keep this purple. I actually need a bag for this purple. Hold on. The deal with this dark purple here is that it was my first time using a twisted skein like this, and I undid it and completely tangled it all up. And I had to untangle it by cutting it into small pieces and untangling all the small pieces, and then cutting it whenever I got to a tangle that I couldn't get past. So that is that problem solved. And I don't really want this blue poofy stuff either, because I can get a texture that's actually better than this. Yeah, so that can go in here too. So these I do want, so we'll put those in here. This is for a project I currently have, so I can't get rid of it. Okay. I think the way I'm going to try and organize this is it's going to be by stuff that's for projects and stuff that's just storage. That's how I want to organize it at least. So that's what we're going to do, and I'll be back in a second. I just pulled the second box out, and holy crap, this is not going to be fun. Another long take. Time to clean out this box. So I'm going to start by pulling out things that are not for projects at all and putting them in the other box. Well, actually, I'm just going to pull out things that aren't for projects and go ahead and set them to the side here, as well as things that I think I can donate, like this green. If I need a green, I'll get a green. I don't need that green. Or this orange. It's also kind of old, so like I don't want it. This I don't think I'll ever use. It's a bit too bright for me. It's like bright colors are nice, but mixes of a bunch of bright colors don't usually work because it's all clashing and you can't figure out what goes with it. Whereas like a couple of bright colors work. So we'll go ahead and pull out things that aren't for projects at the current moment. Including this poor thing that got completely butchered. I need to clean this. It got just completely screwed up by a project I had a while ago. And I don't currently have my pair of scissors with me. I'll put that over here because once I clean that, I know where it's going. This is not for a project. All of these from the braids are not for projects, so they can be pulled out as well. This red isn't for a project. This gray, this ochre is. This ochre is for a project. So this can go over here because it's for a project. These are for projects. These are not. These are not. This is, but at the same time isn't. This isn't anymore. This isn't. This is something that's already made. This isn't. This isn't. This is a project. This was the thing I was telling you about that needs to go into one of these, but hasn't yet. So that's going on there. I'll go ahead and start putting the balls for projects back in here. There are a couple things in this pile that are not for project that I think I could probably donate. But let's put the cakes for the blanket in here. Let's put these for the pillow cover in here. And then I'm not going to put these for the pillow cover in there because they're attached to the pillow cover currently. Here's the other thing. I have a bunch of stuff in here that is not for a project, but at the same time, I am running low on room in my not-for-project box because I need to be able to dig through that pretty easily. It's a struggle. I think I've kind of figured out what's going on in my head, so I'm gonna go complete that and come back when I'm done. So things have been reorganized. Up here we have all the stuff that's not currently being used for a project. In here we've got current projects, which is just the candelabra gloves and then the butterflies to go along with LJ's box. In here we've got the pillow cover currently. And then in here we've got all the stuff that is for projects. We've got the butterflies for Allie. Actually, I might go ahead and throw these up here. I've got stuff for the shawl. I've got stuff for the leg warmers eventually. Stuff for the pillow cover. I've got the little packets are in here. The blanket is in here. Stuff for candelabra. More stuff for the shawl. And I think that's it. And this whole bag of donations. Oh, and I've also got that ball of gray yarn that I still have not fixed yet. So that is that done. There's still cleaning I wish I could do, but as I do my projects, the project box will empty out, and then I can scooch more things around, things that might be for projects that had to go in the storage box, and all that stuff. And I've got a couple projects out. A couple I can't work on, but a couple I can. Got the candelabra gloves, which need to be finished in December. I got LJ stuff, which needs to be mailed out in February. I've got that, which needs to be done in March. I've got that I have no idea where to go with that. I've got Allie's box, but I'm now going to go downstairs and work on something completely different. As well as wash clothes and edit this video together, somehow. I was gonna work on this project that's down here, but the charging spot that I do all my video stuff at is in the kitchen. The kitchen is also where I do school, and I don't want to associate that project with stress. And I want to quickly thank Bernadette Banner, who was my inspiration for this, because she did, a while back, a video attempting to KonMari her sewing stash, and she brought up a good point, that when you're a craft person of any kind, you can't really use the KonMari method, because does some of that yarn spark joy? No. Do those double-pointed needles spark joy? Do those stitch markers spark joy? No. No, they don't. But do I need them to do the thing that does spark joy? Yes. Yes, I do. That's a big point she made, is she's like, do these needles, do these pins, does this, of course when I need the word I can't think of the word, mock-up fabric spark joy? No. But do I need it? Yes. So if you're a craft person attempting to clean out your stash, don't worry too much about it, especially the KonMari method, because it doesn't really work for us craft people. So eloquent there. But what I'm going to do now is throw all the clips together, make a thumbnail, download the video to my phone, and then upload it to YouTube, and while it's uploading, I'll go in the living room and watch Queer Eye Wear in Japan and knit a scarf. That was this video. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.